I titled today's introspection, Fortress of Solitude. So, my bonus dad has written a beautiful book and charged me to bring that into syndication. And this is a precursor to that. This is a piece that he wrote that called to me today, and I'm sharing it with you. A place where we can go and find Fred and pray and meet with him in his safe place. So, prayers of health and healing, and beautiful recollection of a wonderful life that he invented, and that may have included you. If you're seeing this piece and you have not met Fred, through this piece, you can stop by and say hello and share love, health, and prayers. The book, to me, is a living, breathing journey into his soul and a cultural introspect of his Native American and Spanish ways of life in the Southwest and growing up as a child and an adult, and perspective, right? And he's always been so down to earth and easy to get along with. And I'm glad to have had him in my life. So thank you, Fred, from the bottom of my heart, for the amazing person that you've been to me and my family. I'll share with you that Fred is in a phase of new transformation in his life. And to that, I would like to dedicate a piece that he wrote called Fortress of Solitude. And it's under his pen name of Trailwinds Ruybalid. And I want to say thank you, Fred, for this opportunity to shine this light on your work, empowering and inspiring others to find bravery and joy in their quiet, calm fortresses of solitude. So thank you. I'm sorry. If you would like to close your eyes through the reading of this short journey, you can almost put yourself right there with him. All right? Thank you. I was in a place where I once lived on a highway into the mountains, about 3 miles outside of town. I would go walking many times after work, or maybe on a Saturday morning. Across the street from my home was a narrow end of a ranch that at one time was someone's dream and had long been abandoned. The clouds floated by, those big billowy puffs, reminded me the sky and the wind are also part of this peaceful creation. I would walk across the tall grass up towards an embankment and then climb onto a narrow strip of forest separating two forgotten or abandoned parcels of land. This was my fortress of solitude, a place where I could watch the world go by and no one was there to bother me. As I entered into this little world between the ranch and the forest onto that narrow strip, I immediately heard the resident crow sound the warning of a stranger in the forest. She would caw, and it echoed all around me. The little creatures would scramble to find their hiding places, biting Mama Crow's caw warning. She would continue this call till I had found my quiet place, or I had finally left the forest. My favorite quiet spot was between two fallen trees, up on a stump, overlooking the world of man, and hidden enough to bring me to a feeling of safety and a special peace of mind. I settled in, praying and letting the quietness of this place take over. The trees swishing to and fro, sound of the wind rubbing the leaves across each other, crackles of small branches from scurrying critters, and the snaps of branches from bigger, undisclosed forest others. Soon, in this quiet, life would start to awaken, and the creatures of the forest would leave their safe places and sanctuaries and continue in their pursuit of life. Two squirrels in the trees sounding like a couple arguing over lunch. Rabbits rushing around through the underbrush, and the abundance of birds chirping their songs of praise. The crow, too, would come by to see this creature in his forest, resting for a moment on the branch above. He found me sitting there quietly, in peace with all that was going on. A doe comes along and sniffs my elbow. I open my eyes to greet her, and then close them gently again. It made me cry with the beauty of why, and the comfort of them coming by. They were at peace with me there, and I, once again, at peace and one with God's mighty creation. My eyes followed the young doe as she went deeper into the forest, her trail passing blackberry bushes that grew on the fence, separating the two properties until I could see her no more. Looking back, I think of how I loved those times of quiet and solitude, when I could feel my oneness to the creation and my Creator. I still live through my daydreams of a life in this narrow strip of forest, of a life separated only by those few seconds of danger and calm, of peace and quiet in a forest of solitude. When the time came and I had to go from there, the cawing would start anew, and every living thing would find his or her hiding place all over again until the danger subsided. I created a fortress of solitude on a narrow strip of forest between parcels of land just 3 miles from town. Have you ever had a place like that? Is there a quiet place where you and your Creator can be as one? Do you have one now? We all need a place where time stands still, and a place where we are not, and a place where we are at one with all of creation. Take this time to find your way, to create some peace and calm in your day. It's always good to refresh your connections with the Creator and His creation. And Fred, Dad, thank you so much for your remarkable contribution to me, my sister, to my brothers, to my nieces, and my mother. You are a kind, gentle man who did very well navigating this life with honor, integrity, authenticity, served our country, and you've always led us to see life differently. And the Creator speaking to us through nature was a possibility you created a long time ago for all of us to see. And the crows always found you and made themselves seen. I see the spiritual meaning of the crows in your and our lives and the tales that you share with us, hence this writing. I've dug into the spiritual symbolism of the crow as a spirit animal, and I wanted to share that. And I know that you know, Dad, and I'm sharing it with everyone so that they're aware. The crow represents the soul's journey. When we talk about the crow as a spirit animal, we must visualize transformation, metamorphosis, and new beginnings. The spirit animal isn't about dying. It's about letting go of the past. This deity enters our everyday life and our routine to bless us with its intelligence and its skills of adaptability. In life, there will be moments when our emotions lead us down an irrational route. And when a rash arises, we are reminded that we should sometimes stop listening to our hearts and instead listen to our heads, our intuition. In the beliefs of old shamans and ancient tribes, crows have long been thought of as divine messengers. So whatever subtle notions they send us, each of them should be taken seriously and analyzed accordingly. Crows have been co-living with other creatures for as long as humans have been around, if not longer. If a crow appears to you in a dream, the cleverest thing you can do is ask it for advice or ask it about upcoming future events. These deities have a significant connection to the collective memory, and they are considered the most powerful fortune tellers. So when crows as spirit animals send us messages, or guide us on spiritual paths, they often bring different degrees of luck with them. In conclusion, keep Fred, Dad, in your prayers and forever in your mind. Fred is there when a crow appears. He's watching. He's got eyes all over the sky. We love you, Fred, and we've been blessed to be on this journey with you, just watching over us our whole lives. I love you. Thank you.